My insurance company refused to pay out on a claim and cited a clause that didn't apply to my situation. I had been a customer for 9 years. 9 years of monthly premiums, no claims, no lapses, no issues of any kind. When my kitchen flooded due to a burst pipe in the roof cavity above it, water damage to the floor, the cabinets, the appliances, and the plasterwork, I filed a claim with the quiet confidence of someone who has been paying for exactly this kind of coverage for nearly a decade. Their assessor visited. He was thorough and professional and gave me no indication of any problem. The damage was clearly documented. The cause was clearly identified. I had emergency plumbers' reports, photographs taken within the hour of discovery, and a structural survey confirming the pipe failure was not due to any negligence on my part. 6 weeks later, I received a letter. The claim was being declined. The insurer cited a policy exclusion for gradual damage, the clause that covers situations where damage has built up over time due to wear and tear or neglect rather than a sudden incident. They argued that the pipe had deteriorated gradually and that the damage was therefore excluded. I read the clause. Then I read the emergency plumber's report, which stated clearly that the pipe had failed suddenly and acutely due to a manufacturing fault in a joint fitting, with no evidence of gradual deterioration. Their assessor and their clause were not describing the same event. I called the claims team. The person I spoke to read from a script. The decision had been reviewed internally and was final. I could pursue a complaint through their formal process if I wished. I wished. The formal complaint was detailed and specific. I set out, paragraph by paragraph, why the gradual damage exclusion did not apply to my situation. I quoted the clause. I quoted the plumber's report. I quoted their own assessor's documentation, which I had requested a copy of under my right to access data they held about me and my claim. Their assessor's report, it turned out, made no mention of gradual damage. It documented an acute pipe failure. Their decline letter had applied an exclusion that their own assessor hadn't identified as relevant. I put this in the complaint clearly and formally. I also noted in my complaint that if the matter was not resolved satisfactorily, I intended to refer it to the Financial Ombudsman Service, and that the FOS had the power to award compensation for distress and inconvenience, as well as the claim amount itself. They had 8 weeks to respond to my formal complaint. They responded in 5. The response upheld my complaint. Their review had found that the gradual damage exclusion had been incorrectly applied to my claim. The pipe failure was consistent with an acute event, as documented by their own assessor and the independent plumber's report. The claim would be paid in full. The settlement covered the full cost of remediation: flooring, cabinets, plasterwork, appliances, temporary alternative kitchen facilities during the works. It also included a goodwill payment for the distress caused by the incorrect decline and the 6-week delay. I did not need to go to the Financial Ombudsman. The complaint process worked once I engaged it with specific evidence and a clear challenge to the precise reason they had given for declining. 9 years of premiums, 1 claim, 1 incorrect refusal, 1 formal complaint with documentation. The total paid out was just under £18,000. Know your policy, know your rights within it, and know that insurance companies make mistakes, sometimes innocently, sometimes not, and that those mistakes can be challenged with evidence and persistence. Has an insurer or financial institution ever applied a rule incorrectly to your situation? Drop it in the comments. And if you want more complete stories with no part 2s that never come, follow the page. New story every day.